time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning to you and welcome to Story Time. Thank you for joining me today. How are you doing? Happy Monday. Thank you for joining us, and I'm so glad that we're here together. And to start off this week with a wonderful, wonderful book, Papa, Do You Love Me? And this one is by Barbara Joosse and illustrations by Barbara Lavallee. Good morning to you and welcome to Story Time. Thank you for joining me. Happy Monday to you. A beautiful book to start with, and we have a great lineup this week, and hopefully you can join us for those. Good morning to you and welcome. I hope you had a lovely weekend, and I'm glad that we're here together for another story. And we'll be reading this one with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Good morning to you and welcome. Please get ready, get comfortable, and enjoy this wonderful book that we have together. Thank you for being here. And just a reminder too that as schools are reopening, as people will be going back in person, there'll be a few adjustments. We'll still have a story time slot at 11 a.m. Pacific time. We'll still be here, and of course there'll be other live readings that will be scheduled throughout the week that will be evenings, and so more information will be coming about that. But for now, we're here together to enjoy this one, Papa, Do You Love Me? By Barbara Joosse and illustrations by Barbara Lavallee. Good morning to you and welcome to Story Time. Thank you for joining us. I hope where you are it's not too hot, it's just right. I know some places have been extremely hot, and I hope you are well, you and your loved ones. Thank you for joining us on Story Time today. I'm glad you're here. Good morning to you, Chriselle. How are you doing today? Glad you're back, and most of all, I'm glad that you enjoyed. I hope you had a wonderful trip out where you were. Thank you so much for joining in. Clay, Rocco, how are you doing today out from sunny Long Beach? I hope you're still enjoying your summer. Our school here in Auckland will be starting next week on the 9th, and then of course we are going back on the 4th. So we're going back on Wednesday. I'm going back to school on Wednesday, but Story Time will still carry on. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning to you, Rocco. Good morning to you, Clay, and of course good morning to you, Chriselle, as well. Amanda, how are you doing today? And say hi, everyone, and big hugs. I receive those hugs. Thank you so much. And baby Bia, good morning to you. How are you doing out in sunny Seattle? I am glad you are here to enjoy a story, baby Bia. Good morning to you. And I hope you had a lovely weekend as well. You're playing in the garden today while listening to Story Time. Perfect. I love it. I love all the activities that you do while listening to Story Time. Glad to keep you company. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning to you, and I hope you're ready for this wonderful story that we have here today. And this one is called Papa, Do You Love Me? And it is written by Barbara Joosse and illustrations by Barbara Lavallee. Are you ready to get started with this one? All right, here we go. And of course, we're reading this one with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. All right. Papa, Do You Love Me? By Barbara Joosse and illustrations by Barbara Lavallee. And being read with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Papa, do you love me? You came from your mama, whom I love, your grandpapas and grandmamas, whom I honor, and from me. You're my tender heart, and I love you. Aww. Hi, Nate. You're my tender heart, and I love you. Aww. How much? I love you more than the warrior loves to leap, more than the bush baby loves the moon, more than the elder loves the stories. Oh, yes, that much. How long? I will love you as long as the wildebeest run on the Mara, the hippopotamus wallows in the mud, and the Serengeti rose to the sky. Oh. Papa, what would you do if I was hot? Would rest under a greenheart tree. What if the sun scorched the leaves and they dropped off the branches? What would you do then? What would you do? Well, then I would stretch out my blanket till you were cool in my shade. Oh. Yay. What if I was thirsty? You would drink water from my calabash. What if the calabash was dry? You would fill it from the river. What if the river was dusty and the creek was cracked? What then? What would you do? Well, I would teach you to look for hidden streams and push through dry earth until you reached water. Then, tender heart, we would splash sweet water over our tongues. That does sound good. Papa, what if I was the herd boy? I would be proud. What if I was the herd boy and I ate roasted meat till my belly was round, and I tried to stay awake and I tried to guard the cattle, but my eyelids got drowsy? What would we do then? Then I would show you how to stay awake. Together we would sing to the full white moon and dance to the sweep of stars until your eyes were bright. Oh. What if I fell asleep anyway and hyenas crept in and killed a cow, and it was my birthright cow? What would happen then? Then, tender heart, I would be angry, but still I would love you. What if I was afraid? I would wrap my arms around you so you could hear my heartbeat like a drum. What if the hyenas blinked yellow eyes at me? We would throw back our heads and howl till they slunk away. Throw your head back one more time and howl. Howl! Oh. What if a lion proud in our camp swished his tail and rambled for food, and I was his food? Then, tender heart, I would shelter you with my shield. I would shake my spear at the beast till his great mane trembled and he cowered in his den. Oh. I will care for you, love you, and teach you always, because I am your papa and you're my tender heart. Oh. The end. And on the back, the book also has just a bit of information on what the Serengeti is, what the Mara is, and all the different things that are mentioned in there. And one of them that I had marked was the birthright cow. So a birthright animal is a cow, an ewe, or a female goat that are given to a Maasai boy when he is young. These animals, called Ngishu Emisigoi, are particularly significant because they are the start of his herd. So just a little bit of information on there, and there's lots more in the back, but I hope you enjoyed this one. It is a very tender book indeed, a sweet one. As you could hear, every step of the way, I was just like, oh, it was melting my heart all the way. Thank you so much for joining me on Storytime, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Papa, do you love me? Thank you so much for being here. Nate, good morning to you and welcome to Storytime. Thank you for joining in. Last minute, I'm glad you were here. Thank you for joining in. Good to see you as always. Good morning to you, baby Bia, one more time. Rocco, Clay, how are you doing today? And of course, Chriselle, I'm glad that you were able to join us on Storytime today. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you. And Betty Graydon in Florida, thank you for joining us. Papa, do you love me? I hope you enjoyed that one. Thank you. And I hope to see you again here tomorrow for another story. Oh, Amanda, you say you love the story. Thank you so much for another fantastic read. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Amanda. Everybody that was joining in Storytime today, I hope you enjoyed that one. It is a beautiful book indeed. Please do find it at your local library. Ask for it at your school so you can read it over and over and enjoy it some more. Thank you so much for joining in. And of course, a big thank you to Chronicle Books as well for allowing us to read this one here today. But do join me tomorrow. Remember that school is coming up soon. We'll be reopening. If you're in Auckland, it is very, very close to being back at school. And yes, some of us have been sleeping late and forgot what those morning sounds sound like, right? So this time we'll be reminding ourselves what sound is morning, and join in tomorrow for this one and see what you can remember. And of course, those sounds that will become very familiar very soon as we wake up earlier and earlier to get ready for school. Thank you so much for joining in. And if your summer is still going, enjoy it. Enjoy every last minute of it. And yes, travel if you can, but please remember also to follow the health guidelines. Thank you so much for being here on Storytime. Always a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much to each and every one of you. Ingrid, how are you doing today? And of course, Anders as well. How are you ready for next grade coming up? Thank you so much for joining in. Emerson in the house. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here on Storytime today with me. And I hope you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you, Amanda, baby Bia, Nate, continue enjoying your time in the garden. Have fun. Rocco and Clay and everybody else that was here. Betty Graydon, thank you for being here. And if you're joining us later and listening to the recording, please do enjoy. Have yourself a wonderful time, you and your loved ones. And we'll be back here again tomorrow for this wonderful story. What sound is morning? What sound is morning? And this one is written and illustrated by Grant Snyder. So you know you're in for a treat as he does amazing books. Thank you so much for being here. This has been Storytime for today. I will see you again tomorrow. But also remember that as we're going back into school, Storytime will maintain this 11 a.m. Pacific time. We'll be right here every time, and then there'll be more readings that will be done in the evenings for more live. But for now, please do stay tuned, and I'll be giving out more information on what will be happening moving forward. Thank you so much for being here on Storytime. Much love from me. Yes, like Papa says in here in this book, I hope that all the kids indeed get to enjoy that, the care, the love, and the teachings always from those around you, the adults in your life. And I know that you are their tender hearts. You are people that they love dearly. So thank you so much for joining in. And remember that, kids, that you are loved, you are special. Thank you for being here on Storytime. I will see you again tomorrow. Much love from me. Bye-bye.
Your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some with people that look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some with people who look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Ooh. Story time. Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be